What's up, guys? Dirk here from IntelligentCryptocurrency.com. Today I have something special for you. I want to share a members only video update with you for free because I want to give you value. I want to help you navigate this crypto market. So, in a few moments after this short little intro, I'm going to share with you that whole members only update. And I do one of these every single month as part of the membership. That is besides the monthly newsletter that I write, all the tutorials, the education, all the news and updates and everything that comes with being a member. But today, I just want to share with you the August update. I think it will be able to help you. I share a lot of insights to why I think the largest part of the crypto bull run is still to come. So, if we are going to see a repeat of the late phase of the 2017 cycle, which I think at this point is a very decent probability, you'll see why after watching this video, then that means in the next 4 to 6 months, we could see a huge parabolic move up in Bitcoin and in the altcoins. And it's going to be very important to be positioned for that because I do believe that after we get that, if we get it, then we are going to see a big correction crash, maybe even a complete bear market style like we saw in 2018 with the whole crypto market crash. So that means there is huge potential gains in the next, say, 4 to 6 months that could be there if this cycle repeats, but you need to have your exit strategy ready. You need to be positioned for if it happens, because after that pump happens, it is very likely, in my opinion, that we are going to see a massive crash and a bear market. So if you don't get out in time, or if you get in too late, it could really be a problem. So also at the end of the presentation, I will share some more details. If you want to join us inside Intelligent Cryptocurrency, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have no risk. Really, now is the best time to join, not in 3 or 4 months from now when the market is at its peak. Now you can still get the most information and advantages and benefits from being a member. So at the end of this presentation, you'll be able to join us if you want. I would love to help you, but if not, please do enjoy this update. This is one that I make every single month for members only. So hopefully I'll see you inside Intelligent Cryptocurrency. But without further ado, let's cue the members update. What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. It is the 25th of August. So this is the monthly video update for IC members for August 2021. So as is kind of the norm with these updates, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through some charts, share my thoughts on that. Then we're going to look at some other data and charts of on-chain factors and various comparisons to how the previous cycle was performing compared to now. And then also at the end, go through some of the bullish news headlines that are basically showing fundamentally that I think there's still a lot of steam left potentially in this bull run. So things are getting interesting. Let's get straight into this. We are now in August, so we are approximately about 15 months into the crypto bull run cycle. That is this one of 2020, 2021, whatever you want to call it there. And this is important because we are getting towards the later stage of the crypto cycle, right? So for whatever reason, this crypto market has been moving in these 4-year cycles since things started. Obviously, there is the 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle. So probably based off that, for some reason, the crypto markets tend to move in these 4-year type cycles too, where we had the peak of Bitcoin in November 2013. We had the second peak for the second cycle 4 years later, 17 December 2017. We are now closing in on 4 years later once again in 2021. So if that 4-year cycle repeats, this is basically what I've been saying for the last year. So far, it has been repeating very, very accurately, actually more similar to the 2013 cycle, where we could be looking at a blow off top or a cycle peak top, thus in December of this year, maybe January of 2022. So let's bring up this chart to kind of look at it. I can change it to a log scale. It looks a little bit better over here, just more in proportion. Now, the reason why I'm focusing so much predominantly on these cycles over the last year and a half, is that is the most important thing in my opinion. As long as the crypto bull run is still on, and we are in a general bull market cycle within Bitcoin, I think the altcoins are just likely to continue going higher. So instead of trying to pick the 10x or 50x or 100x coin in altcoins, which obviously is important too, the most important thing is understanding these cycles, because if the cycle is still on, altcoins can really continue pumping. But as soon as this cycle is over and Bitcoin peaks and the 4-year cycle is over, then pretty much the whole crypto market is going to go down. There might be a couple of exceptions, but in general, there's basically no safe place to hide. There's not really a thing such as diversification within different altcoins or different cryptocurrencies, because when the whole market goes down, all coins tend to go down. Like I said, sure, there'll be a few outliers throughout the bear market. We've seen it last time. We will see the same again. But in general, it doesn't matter whether you hold Ethereum or Solana or ICX or whatever the case is. In general, everything is going to go down once the bull market is over. So as long as we can figure out the cycle and this is still going, then you're in a good position, because it means that there's a much higher chance that your altcoins are still going to go higher. Okay, that's what I'm counting on. So you can see this was the 2013 cycle peak top. It was roughly in November 2013, end of November, right? And these vertical lines are the Bitcoin halving. So this one was roughly in November 2012. So this was a 12-month period, halving to cycle peak top. Then we had in July 2016, the second halving. The top of Bitcoin was 17 December 2017. So this was a period of roughly 18 months. Then we had the third halving in May 2020. So there's two things basically at play here. We have a 4-year cycle, which is the top over here, November 2013, December. So December 2017. And then if that were to complete, then it would obviously be somewhere. Let's just make a kind of guesstimate here. That could be, let's give it a different color, just because line, let's make it fat. All right, so if this 4-year cycle were to repeat, that means somewhere over here, right? December or January. That would be the same thing as this top to that, okay? And that's a very ugly drawing, but let's get rid of that. So that's the 4-year cycle. But what we also have is these lengthening cycles, right? So this was 12 months. Then we have this one, which was 18 months, all right? So we have 12, let's write that here, we have 18. Now the question is that some people are saying is that potentially every time it's getting added by 6 months, so that we might be looking at this one potentially being around 24 months, okay? Which would obviously change things up a little bit, because that would put it over here, but it would also change the 4-year cycle. So personally, my guess would be, I think it's still more likely to be in December or January of this year, rather than somewhere around July or August of next year, as some people are saying with lengthening cycles. I'm still leaning towards December or January. But of course, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to make some guesses. And if scenario A doesn't play out, then we have to see, is there potential for scenario B? What changes? So my guess would still be, my preferred scenario would be a cycle peak top in December of this year, maybe January of next year, maybe a little extension to February next year. That would be the 4-year cycle peak top. But if that doesn't play out, there is possibility for this lengthening cycle, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, where if we don't see that peak in December this year or January 2022, then there is a possibility for this to potentially run as long as maybe July or August of next year, where it could take a little bit longer. That's what we have to see. But for now, I still favor the 4-year cycle peak top, which means that the altcoins and everything should be going nuts within the next few months. And that, in my opinion, is going to absolutely be the time to get out. Because you can see Bitcoin, then a massive drop, Bitcoin, massive drop. And once this happens, once the peak is in, we see a multi-year drop before it gets back to where it was, this level over here. That takes about 3 years every time. So let's just say that we continue going higher and we get our cycle peak top, say somewhere over here, then we can probably count on, another 2 to 3 years of it going down. And if that happens, of course, you don't want to be caught holding crypto or altcoins or anything like that, that's going to face a 80-90%, maybe even more as a drawdown. Remember, most altcoins in the last cycle, in this previous bear market, dropped more than 90%. Some of them dropped literally 99% from their peak. Some of them didn't make it. They disappeared completely, right? And I suspect that with regulation, which is going to be coming and increasing more and more over the next few years, that there are going to be a lot of altcoins that are basically just not going to be around in 4 or 5 years from now due to the regulation and the change in the crypto industry. So it is going to be very important to understand which coins you're holding and which ones you're not going to hold. And also, you might just want to consider how much you're going to get out of your cryptocurrencies, right? Like, are you going to exit them completely? Are you going to hold for the long term? You have to be careful with this buy and hold mentality. A lot of altcoins, it's not going to be a good strategy. With Bitcoin, with Ethereum, maybe, right? If you bought Bitcoin even at the very highs, or you bought Ethereum at the very highs in 2017, yes, you would have drawn down 80-90% through that bear market, but after 3 years, you would have been up 3x, 4x, right? That is what happened last time, and I think that will continue to happen. So even if you were to buy Bitcoin at 60K or 100K and you were to hold it, sure, maybe it's going to draw down by another 50, 60, 70%, right, from the cycle peak top, but maybe in 5 years from now, it'll be much higher than you bought it at. So with Bitcoin and Ethereum, it might be a little bit different. With a lot of altcoins, I suspect that once they reach their top over here, this cycle, that they are going to face massive drawdowns once again, and they might never hit that all-time high again. Now, there will be exceptions, of course, but I'm talking about the majority. Keep in mind, there's something like 7,000 different coins, and most of them are just going to fail or disappear or become completely worthless. So, obviously, I will be sharing this over the coming weeks and months. I'm in the Discord daily, in the forums, right, sharing my own personal buy and sell movements. But I'm just warning you now what I think is going to happen if it plays out this way as I think, right? I don't know if I'm going to be right. This is just based on seeing these markets and being here for multiple years and seeing how it's all played out. And I suspect it's going to play out once again in a similar fashion. So if this scenario plays out, it is important to be prepared for it. And that's why I say the focus, what I think is a really good strategy, is to focus on getting a risk-free portfolio as soon as possible. So whatever you put in, once it's doubled or more, to remove that initial capital back into fiat or stable coins out of the risk of the volatility of crypto. There's no point in taking initial from a coin and putting in another coin, because basically you're still keeping that money at risk. So, you know, if you put in $1,000 and it goes to 2,000, you take out that initial 1,000, then there's no risk. And you can wait till it goes to 3,000, because obviously you keep more crypto if you take out your initial once it's gone 3x or 4x or 5x. But obviously the longer you want to wait for it to go up, the higher the risk is that it drops before you get that chance to do so. So there's pros and cons that you need to weigh out. But in my opinion, again, you have to make your own decision. I can't tell you what to do financially. You know, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. But from my experience, getting to that risk-free portfolio, especially if you're working with big money, right? It's a little bit different if you have like $500 or $1,000 or a couple $1,000s, because worst case, if you lose that, it's not too difficult to make back a few $1,000s, right, in terms of savings or whatever the case is. But if you're working with a couple $100,000 or $1 million plus, then obviously if you lose that, it becomes much harder to recoup that. Even if it is still the same percentage of your net worth, obviously as a nominal figure, if you lose larger amounts, it becomes harder to recoup that. So the larger amount you're working with, still in my opinion, I think it's a good idea once you 2x or more to remove that initial out of the markets. And that way you can be a little bit more risky with the coins that you continue to hold, because they're basically free coins, right? They didn't cost you anything. It is your profit. And that way you can try and push the boundaries a little bit more or play around with it a little bit more, because worst case, if you lose that, you've only lost the profit. You still have your capital, and then you can just wait for the next opportunity to buy back in again. So I really do want to stress that. I think in my experience, from what I've seen, that is probably the best way to go about investing in crypto. So this was 2013, and as you can see, we had a sell-off over here in April to about August, and then we had the huge run-up. So this was the 2017 cycle, where you can see we had the sell-off over here. It looks small on the chart, but basically it was also a pretty decent 40% correction or so. right? And what we've seen here so far is the same thing. Okay, we had the sell-off, so it's happened in the previous cycles, which strengthens my argument for this still being a mid-cycle sell-off, and we still have to get this last phase of the bull market over here before we get the blow off top and the next bear market. Okay, so we should know pretty quickly if this plays out. It is the end of August, so we have 4 months left of 2021, and maybe 6 months. So within the next 6 months, we should know if this is going to play out. And if we start moving higher and we get above this previous high in Bitcoin at 65K, then I think there's a good chance that we are going to start this next leg up over here. And then after Bitcoin booms, altcoin should boom too. We get a huge blow off top, and then the cycle is over. Again, we don't really know when. We're going to be monitoring this, on a weekly, monthly basis, maybe even a daily basis as it continues to happen. And as we get closer to this, we can make decisions, where we're going to exit the market on the way up, remove initial, take profits, and so on and so forth. And then the goal is obviously going to be, right, to exit somewhere near the top, wait for the market to crash, and then start buying in, maybe somewhere over here, which could be towards the end of 2022, maybe even somewhere in the first 6 months of 2023. It depends a little bit. I mean, that's way far out, but the general plan is that, okay, we sell somewhere near the top and we try and get back in over here to ride in the next wave up. We sell somewhere near the top over here, and then we start looking at, where can we start buying. And I think this 200 weekly moving average, when it continues like that, that's going to be a good indicator. So once this goes up and it starts coming back near this 200 week moving average, that is, in my opinion, going to be the time to start accumulating again. And then if we play this right, the next cycle could be really, really significant gains, especially if you have more capital from this next phase up. If you have that capital to deploy as risk money and you have more capital. I mean, if you bought Ethereum at the lows of this previous bear market, Ethereum was trading at $80. It did more than a 45x, right? So even if you were able to put in $10,000 at those lows, it could have turned into $450,000. If you had $100,000 to put into Ethereum near the lows, it could have turned into 4.5 million. So obviously the markets are going to change, right? And the gains are not going to keep being this exponential. So maybe we saw a 45x. I think Ethereum's still going to go higher. So we'll probably see maybe a 70 or 80x on Ethereum from the lows. Maybe next time we only see a 20 or a 30x. But even with that, right, if you're able to put in 10 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand in the next bear market lows, and you even get a 20x on 100 grand, that is $2 million potential in the next cycle. So that is obviously huge potential upside. So the goal now is to protect and increase your capital to be able to get out of the markets, wait for the crash, be patient until the next bear market lows, probably around this 200 week moving average, somewhere around there. Whenever that's going to be, it might be end of 2022, it might be somewhere in 2023. The patience is important, but if we play this right, there's literally potential for millions of dollars to be made in profit in the next few years. So I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about that, especially more so even about the next cycle than specifically about what lies ahead in the next few months. Next few months can be very exciting. If this plays out, we get this big pump. There's a lot of profits to be made, but the next cycle, the next time around, I think is going to be even more exciting if we are prepared for that. Okay, so back to a regular chart of Bitcoin. This is the weekly chart on a normal linear scale. You can see we had a massive run over here from 29,000 all the way to pretty much 50,000. Okay, we broke through this resistance over here, we broke through this resistance support over here, and now what we have is obviously a psychological level at 50k, obviously also a bit of a resistance here. You can see this was support back then, it's around this area. And maybe even that we do get a bit of sideways trading or a correction in the month of September. So maybe we see something like this before continuing higher and then continuing up here. Okay, that is still something that's completely possible, because if we go and look at this chart, the Bitcoin monthly returns, you've seen me talk about this a couple times, I'm pretty sure. But you can see over here, so September, the month tends to be red, right? Negative 20%, but normally single digits, 7%, 5%, 7%, 13% over here. And even when it was green, it was barely single digit green. So September has a track record for not being a fantastic month in terms of returns, but it is also not a terrible month. So based on it, I would say that there's a chance that it's just going to be a bit of a correction, a sideways trading. Maybe Bitcoin pulls back to around about 45K. Maybe it pokes a little bit below it and it gets to around 40K, something like that. It is possible. Okay, keep in mind 45K is important because it is roughly the 200-day moving average. If we change this to a daily chart over here, you can see the red line is the 200-day moving average over here, which is just roughly about 45,000. So we moved above it. We've kind of bounced around it. It's possible we go to it. Hopefully we stay above it. That would be really bullish if we flipped it and we just go sideways or barely below it, just like we have here. Maybe you can say, something like that, 44,300. It is completely possible we trade around here for a couple of weeks before continuing to move higher. And that is still something that I'm leaning towards. And then hopefully it's going to continue to go higher. So just keep that in mind. September is possibly a month where we could see a little bit of red. Hopefully not a crazy crash like we saw in May. I don't think that's a high likelihood. I think this is more realistic, maybe single digit percentages red, a bit of sideways. I mean, of course, it can also just blast upwards and continue going, but I would actually like to see a bit of a correction, for 3-4 weeks. If we can get that, it would be more healthy rather than just continuing to go up now, because a bit more of a pause and a pullback would kind of just reset all the overbought indicators. We had this huge run up. So if we can trade sideways here a bit, maybe for the month of September, and then we have a higher chance of, October, November, December moving higher. And you can see the last 3 months of the year tend to be very green, right? You can see 2020 super green, green, all three. The important months are obviously 2013. This is when we saw the peak. You can see November is when we had the crazy blow off top in Bitcoin, 449%. Obviously December was after the peak at that point. 2017, you can see the peak was in December. So green month, green month, green month. Obviously 2018 was the bear market, so that's all red. That makes sense. 2020 green. So if we get a bit of a red month in September, I think it will actually be good for the markets to set up for potentially a super green October, November, and December, that we get our blow off top. Then we have Ethereum, which is currently at about $3,200. You can see also a huge run up from $1,700. It pretty much doubled from that low in one run, and what we're seeing now is a bit of a consolidation. So it would be good as long as we're staying above these highs over here, so about 2,800, 2,900, as long as we can stay above there. Even if Ethereum does something like this, then it would be good because it could set us up for the movement back to 3,700, and then hopefully maybe something like this for the final blow off towards the end of the year, before again it'll probably come back down. So then the important thing is the Bitcoin dominance chart, which is basically indicating about altcoins when they're going to make their top. Now, remember this section over here, let me just draw a little box around it. So this section over here, this was the complete insane blow off top of 2017. It actually happened just after Bitcoin pumped. So from about mid-December to about mid-January, we had this crazy multi-week altcoin run where we saw 10x, 20, 30, 40x in altcoins in that short period of time. You can see the bottom over here was basically the very peak of the entire crypto market cycle. And one interesting thing to notice is that Bitcoin peaked on 17 December 2017, but after Bitcoin peaked for those next 3 to 4 weeks, altcoins went absolutely nuts. So I'm imagining profit being taken from Bitcoin. Once it's blown off, goes into altcoins, we get a huge pump there, and then everything is done, and then we get the multi-year bear market. So what you can see over here is we are not yet near those lows, and like I've said in multiple videos and updates, my personal opinion is that we are going to go below this low in the Bitcoin dominance, because there are simply just more altcoins, there's more participants, there's more money. So I think the dominance of Bitcoin is going to go lower once we get that final blow of top. And I suspect that could go sub 30%. It might even go below 20% for a complete blow of top. You can see this is about 24 January, this vertical line. So maybe a bit of a prediction and estimate by that time to be down here somewhere below the 30%. And of course, if we do see this, this is the crazy time that we are looking for when our altcoins are going to go absolutely nuts, where we're going to see 5, 10, 20x in a matter of a few weeks. But of course, after it's done, it reverses just as quickly. So again, that is why it's important to have your exit strategy ready, to know where you're going to be taking profits when it happens, because when it happens, you need to be able to act. If you don't, you're going to ride it all the way up and you ride it all the way back down and end up with nothing or even a loss from where you may have initially invested. So be very careful with this. Once again, obviously, I'll be updating this daily, weekly, monthly as this continues in the Discord and in the updates. So we'll take it as it comes. But this is what I expect, something like that to happen over here. We get this big sell-off. When it's going to happen, I'm not sure yet. Last time it happened mid-December to mid-January, so maybe we can expect something similar end of December this year, mid-December, maybe even January to February, somewhere around there. So it's not guaranteed it just goes down in one straight line. In fact, it's probably likely that we might see it a little bit do something like that, and maybe only towards the end. Once again, in the same way, if Bitcoin takes a run first, maybe Bitcoin runs to over 100K, maybe it goes to 200K, who knows, if things go absolutely nuts. And after that is done, then once again, maybe the altcoins start to move. And just to show you one altcoin chart, I'm not going to run through all of them, otherwise we'd be here all day. I'm just going to show you ICX as an example, but a lot of the altcoin charts all look similar. You can see over here, so this was about just the beginning of December, what happened for ICX, and this happened again to a lot of coins. We went from about $1 to $13 in a matter of just about 5 weeks. Okay, so we've had this very long, slow bear market. We had a nice little pre-warm-up pump to about $3. We had the pullback in May, June, July, and now we're closing in towards the end of the year. So the question is going to be, are we going to get another huge blow off top in altcoins? Like I've just explained with the Bitcoin dominance and the 4-year cycles, if that all plays out, which I think there's a good chance that it will, then towards the end of the year, we could see, again, a massive pump in a lot of these altcoins, and we might see something very similar to this. Obviously, fundamentals play a role, but just in general, for altcoins, we could see something like this towards the end of the year, where this builds up towards that, and then we just get this huge run for a few weeks, where maybe it goes higher than that. Who knows how high it can go. Not specifically to make this around ICX, just in altcoins in general, where we can see that 5x or 10x or 20x move in a period of a few weeks. But once again, look what happened after it made that move. It came back just as quickly in the weeks following that. So when this happens, you want to be taking profits on the way up, right? Gradual profits. And even if you get out, like look at this, even if you got out somewhere over here, right? And you could have had a 2x or a 3x more in hindsight if you waited to the very peak. Nobody knows when the very peak is going to be. Let's say, so you sell here, sell, and your average price is somewhere over here. Eventually in the bear market, look how much lower it went. And then you could have just bought back over here and made another huge run. So again, I want to emphasize the exit strategy, the removing your initial capital and taking profits on the way up. Okay, I know it might get repetitive. I've been saying it over and over again. I really just want everyone that's here now that wasn't around in the previous bear market, and there's a lot of people that have joined, you know, crypto only in 2019, 2020, maybe even this year in 2021. So for all of you who weren't around for the previous bear market and the previous pump and blow of top, even if you don't get the very top, which most of us won't, this is going to be a much better strategy on average. Okay, you exit out in general, you know, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10% on the way up, especially if it's lining up with that 4-year cycle, the exit pump towards the end of the year. Even if you get this exit price like average over here, that's only 50% of where it went. Eventually, you're going to come out way ahead. You have that extra capital. You made nice gains, even if it's a 5x or a 10x. You just wait, right? Wait another year, wait a year and a half until we get to those lows, and then we can start to look in and buy back in at a lower level and then make huge gains in the next cycle, 2023, 2024, That, in my opinion, is the best strategy, and one that I'm going to be following myself for the remaining months of this year and the cycle, hopefully. Okay, so let's look at some charts to see where we are compared to previous cycle tops. So again, all the links to this will be below in the video, so you can check this out for yourself. It's completely free. There's no paid subscription to access these, and you can basically check on these as much as you want. So the Bitcoin Investor Tool 2-year MA multiplier. What's important to look at when you're looking at these charts is basically the previous cycle top extremes. So you can see over here, 2013 cycle top above the red band, 2017 cycle top above the red band. We are not yet above the red band. We touched it there, we pulled back. So there is still plenty of room to the upside, and you can see currently the red band is sitting at $106,000. So if we do get a cycle top peak above the red band, we are looking at above $100,000 for it to mimic what it did at previous cycle tops. The 200-week moving average heat map, you can see over here, cycle top in 2013, cycle top in 2017. We have not yet reached those extreme temperatures. The temperature chart here is based on the distance being away from the 200-week moving average. So we have not yet had that crazy blow off top to the upside, where we had the maximum distance away from the 200-week moving average like we saw in 2013 and 2017. So that still gives us room to the upside. Then we have the pull multiple. You can see the formulas here. I'm not going to go into what these are and how they work, but basically look at the past data. Okay, so 2013 cycle peak tops near the top of the red band. 2017, the middle of the red band. Here we didn't even touch the bottom of the red band. So once again, that shows you that we have not yet reached the extremes of the previous cycle tops. So that potentially leaves more room to the upside. Then we have the stock to flow model. Plan B at $100 trillion on Twitter has been a strong advocate of this. You can see this is basically because of Bitcoin's supply and how it gets cut in half with the halvings. We can create these different plateaus. That's what it's based on. Stock to flow, the concept already exists outside of crypto. They applied it to Bitcoin, and this is basically the plateaus based on the halvings. So based on this third halving, the next plateau should be about $100,000 as a floor. And you can see how accurate this has been in the past. Now, obviously, past doesn't guarantee or predict future, but so far this has been incredibly accurate. And what you see in 2013 and in 2017, we had this big blow of top above the projected stock to flow, and then pulled back down below it, and then moved above it, pulled back down below it. So these are the boom and bust cycles as crypto continues to grow with more participants, and as the network grows and as the market cap grows. So you can see so far this has followed along pretty nicely. It had that pullback, and now we are approaching these levels where we're going to get this kind of green zone, and this is based on the distance of the time to the halving, the amount of months left to the halving. So we are, you can see this kind of red, orangey, yellowy zone over here, which was over there, which was over here. And both times in the previous cycles, we still had the blow off top to the upside. So we are approaching this previous zone with the blow off top. So that means if this continues to play out, again, no guarantees, but so far it's been pretty accurate. If it continues to play out, then we could be looking at that blow off top in excess of $100,000, maybe even more in the next few months to continue basically this model and this projection. So you can see here Plan B at $100 trillion. He's saying both Bitcoin stock to flow and on-chain signal, still indicating a second leg of this bull market like I just explained, so that it should still continue. And you can see over here where he said on August 16th, in September it is possible to go as low as 43. So $43,000 floor, worst case, is not a typo. Small dip is caused by the data. However, it is a worst case estimate, which means it might not go that low. It might stop at 45 or 48, right? My base case is, of course, the stock to flow estimate. Also, October, $63,000 low. Worst case floor is more in line again. So September is just a data blip, nothing to worry about. So That lines up with what I shared with you earlier, that potentially September could be a little bit of a correction, but maybe not a crash like May, and maybe worst case we drop down to the low 40,000s. Hopefully we hold above the 200 moving average, above about 45,000, and continue the move to the upside. Then we have the MVRVZ score, again different formula, but basically 2013 blow off, 2017 blow off, and where we are now, not even in the red blow off top zone, so there is potential for more upside. Same thing with this, the R HODL ratio, again 2013, 2017, and look where we are now, a lot of potential room to the upside. You can see over here the reserve risk 2013, 2017, and where we are now, again a lot of potential room for an upside blow off top before we get to those past cycle top extremes. So you can see over here a couple more charts comparing the previous cycles. So this was the first one, the 2013 cycle, the red was the 2017, and the white is the 2021 cycle. So you can still see we are very much on par with the previous cycles, and this can very easily just continue upwards to get our blow off top. Maybe we get a bit of a lower top because obviously diminishing returns, because the market cap gets bigger, and as the market cap gets bigger, it becomes harder and harder to get those exponential gains. But even if we go up higher, we will see new highs then, and that would obviously be exactly what we're looking for to be able to make really nice gains and profits. Bitcoin price history, so the previous cycle from peak to a new, breaking that peak, and then this was 2013, so we see a little dip, and that's basically what we're seeing right here. Okay, so the 2017 cycle was more of a smooth cycle where once it broke the previous all-time high, it just kind of went higher without too much of a mid-cycle correction. In 2013, once we broke the dip, we had the mid-cycle sell-off, a larger correction, and then the final blow off top, similar to kind of what we're seeing now. So we broke the previous high of 20K, we went up, we had a pretty large pullback just like 2013, and now hopefully we're going to get that continuation and blow off top for the end of the cycle. Another comparison of the 4-year multiple of the previous cycle, and you can see how closely it's actually mimicking the previous cycle. So once again, there was time left of the previous cycle. If that continues and this plays out as it's so far been very, very similar, so good chance it continues in my opinion, then we will see our blow off top. There's also a lot of other charts and signals that are showing bullish momentum. You can see over here the weekly MACD, so a moving average convergence divergence. It's basically just an indicator. Don't worry too much about what it means. The last time when it happened on the weekly chart, Bitcoin was at $11,500 and it did a 5.5x. That was basically the run from October last year, where we went from $11,500 to $65,000. So we have just had that same signal once again. So if we get a 5x from when it happened, say roughly around 30,000, we could be looking at somewhere between 150 and 200,000 if we get a repetition of this. Then we also have the hash ribbon. That's another type of indicator, tends to be pretty accurate. This has been flashing a buy for 10 days. This was posted on August 19th, so about a week ago. But you can see the last time it flashed blue, Bitcoin went up 258%. That would take Bitcoin to $157,000 if we repeated those gains from here. So you can see there's a lot of things, like I put this all together in this video to make it easy for you to see. A lot of different indicators, a lot of different fundamental reasons, cycle timings that are all lining up saying, hey, if this is going to repeat and continue, a lot of confluence, then we still have that blow off top, and we're going to see some interesting movements in the next couple months and potentially some huge gains. Here's another one, basically a Bitcoin top cap model peak price tracker, 120 days to projected cycle peak, $208,000 to $269,000 is the projection. Again, based on previous data, previous cycles, previous indicators, if that were to repeat, what could happen? I would love to see that. Personally, I would be happy with $100,000 Bitcoin already. If we go to 200,000, that would be absolutely phenomenal. And there's a lot of models, a lot of indicators, and a lot of people that are basically saying, hey, we are still targeting $200,000 Bitcoin this cycle. What's also important to be aware of is the actual reserves on exchanges of both Ethereum and Bitcoin have been declining, meaning there could be this supply shock that people keep talking about. There's basically not enough ETH and Bitcoin to go around for new money coming in. And when that happens, obviously the price needs to go up in a big way. Supply and demand, right? It's basic economics. So the ETH reserves are plummeting. The Bitcoin reserves are plummeting. You can see a drop of 111,033 Bitcoin across exchanges in the last 30 days. One of the most exponential drops of Bitcoin supply on exchanges in history. It is just a matter of time. So the supply shock, if this continues, there's no Bitcoin, no Ethereum available, very little. That means if new money is coming in and there's demand for something that is scarce or not available, the price has to go up in a big way. Then let's move on to some fundamental headlines just to show you, to back up all the stuff that we're seeing in the charts and the indicators. There is still a lot of interest and a lot of money coming into crypto. So you can see Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, they have just bought even more Bitcoin. So they purchased an additional 3,907 Bitcoin for $177 million in cash at an average price of $45,294 per Bitcoin. As of 23 August 2021, we hodl 108,992 Bitcoin acquired for $2.918 billion at an average price of $26,769. So they are continuing to buy average in, and why would they do that if they didn't believe the price of Bitcoin is going to go way higher in future? So that is pretty insane. Obviously their average price is pretty low, so they can pretty easily afford to buy in at $45,000 because their average where they bought in is still way lower, and they are still billions of dollars in profit on their average buy. But you can see Michael Saylor has been leading this since last year. He's been publicly announcing that he's buying, he's raising more money, he's buying more Bitcoin, right? And anyone who's able to follow his lead would be in profit. And there's a lot of people looking at what he's doing, and I think there's going to be a lot more companies and institutions that are also going to be mimicking this or following this. And there's probably a lot of people that are doing something similar that are not announcing it so publicly. So who knows who's been buying Bitcoin and crypto in this recent pullback to Bitcoin going to $30,000, right? Michael Saylor has been sharing this since last year, and there's companies and institutions who have been watching this. He's had talks with hundreds of companies, I think, or CEOs of different companies explaining his strategy, and people who were looking at $50,000, $60,000 Bitcoin saying, hey, it's too expensive. Well, they got their drop by 50% to $30,000 Bitcoin. Maybe we'll start seeing in the future, in the next weeks and months, that we get announcements of, hey, this company bought Bitcoin, this company bought Bitcoin, this company bought Bitcoin, and that could really help fuel the move to the upside also. So just running you through some headlines over here. Atom Back's Bitcoin company raises $210 million to expand mining and launch its own ASICs. Blockstream is now valued at over $1 billion. This is just in. The Cal Memorial Stadium will be called the FTX Field following a $17.5 million naming rights deal with the crypto derivatives exchange FTX. Over the last 60 years, Visa has built a collection of historic commerce artifacts, from early paper credit cards to ZipZap machines. Today, as we enter a new era of NFT commerce, Visa welcomes CryptoPunk 7610. So, Visa literally bought an NFT CryptoPunk. Huge, okay? You can see the money that's coming in is insane. PayPal is now offering UK users the ability to buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin, ETH, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash in the payment giant's first expansion, right? Infrastructure is continuing to increase. Neuberger's Berman $164 million commodities fund can now invest 5% in Bitcoin. Wells Fargo and JP Morgan have both filed for new passive Bitcoin funds for their wealthy clients, making a 180-degree turn from the initial negative views of Bitcoin. $9 trillion BlackRock now owns $382 million worth of Bitcoin mining stock. We recently received board approval to purchase over $500 million of crypto on our balance sheet to add to our existing holdings. This is Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase. We'll be investing 10% of all profit going forward into crypto. I expect this percentage to keep growing over time as the crypto economy matures. Do you see what's happening here? How much money is being invested into crypto? How bullish the institutions and the companies are, and how much infrastructure is being built out here? Like PayPal is literally building out the infrastructure for people to buy and sell crypto. Okay, and this is happening right now. Cade Cunningham, the first pick in the 2021 NBA draft, has signed an exclusive multi-year partnership with BlockFi, as part of the deal, he's being paid 100% of his signing bonus in Bitcoin, right? So athletes, celebrities are all getting into crypto and Bitcoin too. It's like fundamentally, it is so bullish. An ex-Goldman Sachs trader has formed a new hedge fund to trade Bitcoin. Iceberg Capital will aim to capture the extreme upside of an emerging asset class. Then we have here $16 billion mortgage lender UWM Lending to accept Bitcoin and crypto payments later this year. Blockchain security firm Certic.io raises $24 million in its latest funding round as demand grows for more protection in the cryptocurrency space. So, obviously there's a lot more. I just wanted to run you through some headlines here to give you a feel for what is still happening right now. Okay, this is so bullish. There's so much money going into the space, so many resources being dedicated to this. This is growing incredibly fast. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't see another bear market. Okay, in my opinion, people are saying, oh, this time is different, there's institutions, etc., all the stuff that I'm showing you here. We're never going to get a bear market. I don't think that's the case. I think we will get a bear market. There will continue to be booms and busts. As that happens, I think the space will continue to grow, the infrastructure will continue to grow, and over the coming 5 to 10 years, this could be a multi-$10 trillion asset class that's going to be much bigger. The adoption is going to be much bigger. There could be hundreds of millions, maybe even more than 1 billion people who use crypto or digital assets in some way over the next 10 years or so. So this is going to continue to get much bigger. But I think there will still be booms and busts, maybe another couple cycles. Each cycle might be a little bit smaller. Who knows what's going to happen in the future. But for now, I think all of this is pointing towards we still have upside to go. The cycle is going to get a big blow off top, and then we will probably get a bear market once again, similar to the previous one that we had, with an 80 or 90% decline, or even more for some altcoins. A lot of altcoins are probably not going to be here in the next 4 to 5 years from now, and that bear market could take 1, 2, 3 years before we start making another cycle peak top in 2024 or 2025. I don't think this 4-year cycle is going to just continue to repeat indefinitely, because that would be too easy. Obviously, things are going to change. People are aware of this one. So the next time it's probably going to look slightly different, but we'll deal with that when we get there. For now, my focus is on the next few months. Do we get this blow off top cycle? If yes, that'll be a great opportunity. Protect initial capital, take profits on the way up, then wait for the crash, and then sometime in the next 12 to 18 months after that peak, look for an opportunity to accumulate, probably near the 200-week moving average for Bitcoin. That will probably be a good indicator. So hopefully you enjoyed this update. I know it was a little bit long. I know I repeated myself quite a bit throughout this, but again, practice makes perfect. The more there's repetition, the more hopefully those ideas stick, especially the ones around taking profit, getting to a risk-free portfolio. Be careful with this stuff, because we've seen it in May, how quickly things can change. And when it drops fast, right? Bitcoin dropped 50% in a matter of weeks. Altcoins dropped 70, 80% in a matter of weeks. And I think that time around, we were lucky because we still have the bull run, which is going to continue if it does with that 4-year cycle top, which means that we can get back to above those highs before it dropped. But I do think the next time when we get new highs and we get this blow off top, after that, when we get the crash, it is not going to go back up to those highs, potentially for quite a few years. So that is why stay careful, stay cautious, manage your money, protect your capital. That is the most important thing, because when you have that capital, there will always be more opportunities. The next bear market, I think, is going to provide that insane opportunity. If you can get there and you have 6 figures worth of disposable capital for the next bear market lows, where you can buy that, can make you a multi-millionaire in the next cycle, in the next few years. So the opportunity is there. We're trying to play the long game. We're trying to make a lot of money. I want all of us inside IC to be able to make big profits by understanding what is happening here. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope you got a lot out of it. I make one like this for our members every single month. It's just part of the Intelligent Cryptocurrency membership. So whether you join us or not, hopefully you enjoyed this and this gave you value for the next couple of months, what I'm looking for in the crypto markets. Now, if you do want to become a member of Intelligent Cryptocurrency, absolutely risk-free, 60-day money-back guarantee. Let me explain a little bit to you what you get as a member, what's inside the IC membership, and how you can join us today. So I want to introduce to you intelligent cryptocurrency. So what is intelligent cryptocurrency? Well, in my opinion, it's the 4 fastest shortcuts to success with crypto. It is over-the-shoulder education, it is the latest crypto news aggregation, it is cryptocurrency project research, and it is community and support. It is quite simply, in my opinion, the best cryptocurrency education and community platform that there is available today. If you are a beginner, intelligent cryptocurrency will help you through step-by-step training to help you go from being a complete newbie to having a solid foundation and understanding about cryptocurrencies. If you are already inside the crypto space and you already understand crypto and you have a good understanding about it, you'll be able to save time on research. You'll be able to get tips and insights. You'll be able to interact with a global community of more than 1,000 crypto investors and have all that extra information and support to be able to help you have more success with crypto. Quite simply, intelligent cryptocurrency is the most complete arsenal of training, community, and tools ever assembled for anyone wanting to have the best edge for success with cryptocurrency. So here is what you get when you become a member of intelligent cryptocurrency. First of all, you get a monthly cryptocurrency newsletter. So every single month, you will receive a 20+ page digital newsletter. Usually it's 30 or 40 or 50 pages, but at the minimum 20 pages. And in this newsletter, it contains insights into the crypto industry. Okay, the latest developments, the latest news, the latest updates, interesting projects, potential lucrative opportunities. And as an intelligent cryptocurrency member, you will of course also have access to all the previously published newsletters in the members area. So this has a value of $997. The second thing you will get is a monthly video update. So the newsletter is published on the 7th of every month, and then approximately 2 weeks later, you will get a monthly video update, at least one, sometimes there's more than one. Okay, and in this monthly video update, I go over the latest news stories, the latest developments, we look at charts, we do technical analysis, and all that information is neatly compiled into one video update per month. So that even if you're busy, you don't need to watch the news every single day. You can just watch this once a month and you will be fairly up to date with everything that has happened over that past month. Bite-sized information, easy to digest, all made simple in this one video update. Of course, you have access to all the previous monthly videos in the members area. So this has a value of $297. Then you get access to the cryptocurrency beginners course. So in the members area, this is an 18-lesson cryptocurrency for beginners course. So if you are completely new, you don't know what crypto is or blockchain or how it all works, this course is literally step by step. It walks you through the fundamentals, the basics of what crypto is, what blockchain is, how it works, how to store crypto, where to buy crypto, all this kind of thing is there for you to go through at your own pace, instantly available. So this has a value of $297. Then what we have is a complete cryptocurrency trading course. So this is a 20+ video lesson course in the members area, teaching you about charts, technical analysis, how to read charts, various tools, risk management, and trading. So I've been trading personally for a long time with Forex and stocks before crypto, even now with crypto. And basically, I share with you all my insights and my knowledge to the best of my ability in this course in an easy to digest self-study way. And you'll be able to learn what I think are the most effective chart patterns and how to be able to recognize setups to improve your entry and exit points for buying and selling. This has a value of $997. In the members area, there's a section for special reports, and these are just more detailed information and education, so around privacy and security, how to build a crypto portfolio, how to create an exit strategy, and so on and so forth. And the special reports section is basically an ever-growing, ongoing thing. So over time, we will continue to add more information, more reports, and more value to that. So that has a value of $297. Then, step-by-step tutorials. So crypto can be complicated, it can be technical, but we want to remove that for you and make it as easy as possible for you to be able to go through the tech stuff. So basically we have a tutorial section in the members area. There's more than 20 tutorials available about DeFi, about wallets, about how to set up various extensions, MetaMask, Pancake Swap, all that sort of thing. There's literally step-by-step video tutorials there. You have instant access to all of that. And over time, again, this is a library archive. So over time, we continue to add to this library and we add more and more tutorials, making it an absolute amazing resource for you to learn about crypto and to handle the tech stuff. And basically as a member too, if you have something that you don't see a tutorial about, you can request to get a tutorial made. And if there's enough demand, we will specifically go and make a tutorial for you and add it to the library. So this has a value of $297. So let me sum up for you so far what you are getting when you join Intelligent Cryptocurrency. First of all, you get 12 monthly newsletters editions per year. Okay, this is a value of $997. Then you get 12 monthly video updates per year, $297 value. You get the access to the full 18-lesson crypto beginners course, $297 value. You get access to our cryptocurrency trading course, $997 value. You get access to our cryptocurrency special reports, $297 value. You get access to our cryptocurrency tutorial library, which is a value of $297. So far, you are getting a total value of $3,200. But let me get to the most value, the most important thing that you're getting when you join Intelligent Cryptocurrency. Look, the biggest key is the community and the education. Okay, going at this alone can be incredibly difficult. You have to teach yourself. Okay, there's so many scams. There's tech problems. There's shitcoins. There's fraud. There's market manipulation. All these things, if you go at this alone, can cost you a huge amount of money, huge amount of time to figure this all out on your own. So besides all the tutorials and all the education and the resource and the courses that I've just shared with you that you'll get, you also get access to our members only community for support and guidance. You will have access to our private members only forum. This is available 24/7, available from your phone, from mobile, or from tablet, with dozens of different categories and topics. We have project updates, technical analysis, market discussions, and more. And basically within here, we also have a support section. So if you want to get your questions answered, you can simply post in the forum as much as you want, and myself or my team or other members will jump in there and help answer your questions. Of course, a forum is also a very, very useful thing. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a messaging board where all our members have access, and it creates topics and content in a very logical and organized way. So the nice thing about this is that there's a good chance that whatever you want to know already has been talked about inside the forum. So you can just use the search function, look for your question to see if there's already a discussion on it, and then you can jump straight into that. Maybe your question will already be answered and you can get immediate access to that. And if it hasn't, you can just go in there and ask your questions, whether it's beginners questions, whether it's questions about exchanges, whether it's questions about portfolio or exit strategy or the market or different coins. All of that is inside there. Inside our members forum, actually, we have something called a coin index. So we have discussions on different coins and projects, especially the ones we feature in our newsletter, and all the updates and ongoing information is added there and in an ongoing process. So if you want to know something about Bitcoin or about Ethereum or Icon or ARK or NEO or any of the other coins that we've covered in our newsletter, there is a separate discussion thread within our coin index section. So this is hugely valuable for updates, for information, very easy to access. And of course, you get to interact with all the other members of the community inside the forum. So this is super valuable. And this is literally ongoing. So 24/7, 365, you have access to this. This has a value of $997. So let me recap once again. When you join Intelligent Cryptocurrency today, you get 12 monthly newsletter editions per year, $997 value. You get 12 monthly video updates per year, $297 value. Cryptocurrency beginners course, $297 value. Cryptocurrency trading course, $997 value. Cryptocurrency special reports, $297 value. Cryptocurrency tutorial library, $297 value. Private members only forum, $997 value. All of that has a total value of $4,197. Additionally, what you also get access to is my personal buy and sell movement. So this is an additional bonus. I would say it's a very valuable one Inside the forums, there's a section where I share my personal buy and sell movements in real time. So whenever I buy crypto or sell crypto, I will put it inside the forum. And this basically allows you to see in real time where and how I'm personally putting my own hard-earned money into the markets. Okay, so just a disclaimer, this is not a signal service or financial advice of any sort, but for transparency, I share with our members what I am personally doing, and this gives you insights to what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. You can ask questions about this and what I'm doing. I can't see the future, I can't make any guarantees, but what I can do is be as transparent as possible with you and share what I'm personally doing. And what you do with this information, of course, is your choice, your risk, but it will all be shared with you. So you get access to this in the forums too, and this has a value of $997. So like I said, we literally have over 1,000 members from all around the world inside Intelligent Cryptocurrency. We have so many different testimonials. You'll be able to see them all on the sign up page when I present that to you in a second. But just let's go through a few over here. So Marian is saying, as a total newbie to crypto since 2018, Dirk's help has been indispensable. There is so much info out there, but being able to rely on well-researched projects has really paid off. His insights and guidance has helped me gain enormous profits. He always responds to my questions and is in the chat group constantly giving updates. Over time, the trust and bond with Dirk has grown, and I highly recommend Intelligent Cryptocurrency for all your crypto needs. I can't thank you enough. Neptune says, hey Dirk, just wanted to send you a quick note to appreciate all the effort you put into the IC community. I've gotten massive amounts of value from being part of the community. There is no way I would have survived and come out on top after the 2018 crypto bear market without it. In addition to that, your coin picks have been great. Just to name one, it's amazing how you picked Aave Lend before all the hype, giving most of us massive profits in the recent run up. Then we have Sam saying, I've been in the crypto space since 2017. I've only followed Dirk's newsletter. There is always so much going on in the crypto space. And if you have a job or a business outside of the space, which most people do, it's impossible to keep track of everything. The IC newsletter and private group is pretty much all I need to keep me up to date with everything I need to know about the projects I'm invested in and possible future opportunities. Hi Dirk, just wish to say thank you. Intelligent Cryptocurrency is a fantastic group I really enjoy being a part of. Also, the huge amount of content and knowledge you provide in many areas, including the crypto technology, which can be very confusing for beginners. Technical analysis, the training modules of identifying patterns, portfolio strategies combined with market psychology and emotion are of great assistance and guidance, not financial advice. I'm very grateful for all the knowledge and learnings, and to have the ongoing personal support is fantastic. Kerry says, I've been following Dirk for a few years now. Intelligent Cryptocurrency is a wonderful community, a great source of knowledge and education. I've been following others, but IC wins hands down every time. I highly recommend IC, whom I believe is one of the best in the industry. I can literally show you dozens and dozens of testimonials like this. They will all be on the sign up page, so you can go through that when you want in a second when I drop the link for you. But basically, this is the general sentiment of what our members feel about Intelligent Cryptocurrency. The education is fantastic. The community is fantastic. The research is fantastic. You can see over here, Sasso, one of the fastest and best shortcuts to success. You're directly tapping into the knowledge and experience of people who've been doing this for several years. Glenn says, without even trading, I can already tell this is the best investment I've made. The newsletters are very well written and easily understandable. So one more time to sum up everything that you're getting before I share with you the link to sign up. 12 monthly newsletter editions per year, $997 value. 12 monthly video updates per year, $297 value. Cryptocurrency beginners course, $297 value. Cryptocurrency trading course, $997 value. Cryptocurrency special reports, $297 value. Cryptocurrency tutorial library, $297 value. My private members only forum access, $997 value. And access to my personal buy and sell movements, a $997 value. The total value of everything that you get when you join today is $5,194. So you do the math. Imagine you bought a coin, you got a 1,397% ROI like what you're seeing here on this chart. That's a 13.97x. If you would have put $500 in there, it makes $6,985. If you would put $500 into that, it could have turned into as much as $6,985. Is that worth a fee of joining of $5,194? Absolutely, one single trade, right? Here's another one, 2,075% ROI, 20.75x, $500 would have turned into as much as $10,375. Here's another one, 29,994% ROI. So that's almost a 300x. If as a result of joining Intelligent Cryptocurrency, you could have made this ROI, would that have been worth paying $5,194 to get access to the members area? I would say yes. To get access to Intelligent Cryptocurrency, you are not going to pay $5,194. That is not how much it costs. The competition offering something similar, which I think is not even as good as what I'm offering, charges as much as $2,500 per year, every single year, recurring annual membership. You are not going to pay $2,500 a year. You are not even going to pay $1,997 a year to be a member of Intelligent Cryptocurrency. Because what I have for you today, because you are watching this right now, you can get access to Intelligent Cryptocurrency for the following special deal. Instead of it being a $1,997 per year annual subscription, you are able to join today for a special offer price where you can choose two options. You can choose either have it an annual recurring membership that costs $997 every single year. So $997 gives you 12 months access, and then you can choose whether you want to renew or not. Or you can make a one-time payment of $1,997. You get VIP access, which means it is not a recurring subscription. It is a one-time fee. There will be no future renewals, and you get instant access to everything that is inside Intelligent Cryptocurrency, what I've shared with you today on this presentation, and everything that will be added to it in future without any additional cost. So if you are in this for the long term and you want to continue with cryptocurrencies for the next many years, then of course the VIP access makes the most sense for being a long-term subscriber, but you are more than welcome to choose the annual subscription too if you prefer that. Right now, you can join us inside Intelligent Cryptocurrency. The link is on the screen right now, intelligentcryptocurrency.com/join. That will be the checkout page. You will see a summary of everything that I've just gone through in text format, and you will see all the members' testimonials, and you have the option to sign up either as an annual subscription for $997 per year or a one-time payment of $1,997. You get access to everything with no future renewals ever. Okay, so you will get access as a member to a monthly newsletter every single month. Plus, all previous newsletters are in the members area in the archive. You get access to a monthly video update, at least one per month, sometimes more. Again, all the past video updates are in the members area in the archive. You will get access to the entire beginner's course, 18 lessons there. You will get access to the entire trading course, TA, technical analysis and risk management, 20 plus videos in the members area. You'll get access to the tutorials library, you will get access to the special report section, and you will get access to the private members only forum, myself, my team, and all the other members inside Intelligent Cryptocurrency. That is the community. And inside this forum, of course, you will see my personal buy and sell movements and my portfolio holdings, which coins I'm currently holding and in what percentage. So to sign up right now to become a member, go to intelligentcryptocurrency.com/join. And one thing I want to mention, this is absolutely risk-free to you right now because I am offering a full, straight up stupid 60-day refund action-based guarantee. So basically, when you sign up today, as long as you join the membership area, as long as you join the forums, you go through the training, you participate, you ask some questions, you have a full 60 days to try this out. If you are not completely satisfied, you have a 100% money back refund guarantee. So you have a full 60 days. That's why I say, don't take my word for everything I'm sharing with you in this presentation. Go and see it for yourself. You can see that everything I've mentioned is there in the members area, instantly available. All the tutorials, all the courses, the trainings, the newsletters, the videos, the forum, it's all there, okay? But you can go and see this with your own eyes. And if you are not completely satisfied, you have a full 60 days to ask for your money back. Just simply contact us at our support email before the 60 days are up. We sell our product through Digistore24. It is a third-party payment processor. They handle all the payments, and by law, they are required to honor any refund request within these 60 days. So you don't even need to take my word for it that I will honor this refund guarantee. It is literally the company that is going to handle and process the payment, they will ensure that within 60 days you can get a refund if you ask for it. And all you need to do is simply ask for it if you are not happy. Hopefully that won't be the case, but I want to remove the risk for you and actually just give you access to everything literally risk-free. So to sign up right now, go to intelligentcryptocurrency.com/join.